everyone, I'm Shay. I'm a communication specialist, self-expression coach, and feminine embodiment facilitator. It's been a little while since I've done my last video. Life happened, and I'm not going to put any other justifications or excuses there. Life happened. I didn't even think to create things on my YouTube. I was creating a lot on my Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram and Facebook, but YouTube slipped off the radar, and I'm sorry for that because there's a whole community here of people who love the content that I put out. I get that back in the comments. Thank you so much for sharing when you love something. So here I am back in business and here to talk about today one thing that came through when I was working on a mentorship session with a woman around putting herself out there and really expressing herself in the world, sharing her gifts, especially when it came to actually creating things for women in the feminine embodiment area. This is applicable to everybody. Everybody who has any kind of dream, idea, thing that they want to create, goal, this is for you. Now, why don't we do it? Why don't we put ourselves out there? Because we're afraid. We're afraid of rejection. We're afraid of someone saying, you're not worthy to do this. Who are you to do this? You don't deserve this place in the spotlight. I don't believe in what you have to offer. You're not valuable, right? All of these potential judgments we're so afraid of and that we're actually telling ourselves. Really, it's a projection, unless people say that to our faces, which that's about them and not you. A lot of the time, this is our own mind. We're really afraid of other people speaking what our mind is already speaking to ourselves. We're afraid of being rejected. Now, this is part of our makeup. It's part of our brain and biology. We are hardwired to move away from pain, to move away from discomfort. Being rejected is extremely uncomfortable. Why? We're also hardwired to be social beings, to live in communities. To be an outcast from a community back in the hunter-gatherer phase, we would literally not be alive. We would not be able to sustain life. So there is this like urgency or this intensity of a life and death scenario when we feel rejected, when we feel pushed away and not accepted in what we have to offer and share. So much of it, when we have something to offer and share, so much of that fear really comes from just that projection space, and it's not actually real. And I've been doing this work for a long time. There's many people who will say that's too expensive. I'm not sure about that. I don't agree with that. You will be facing pushbacks. That's what happens when you put yourself out there. But if you are really aligned with why you're doing this and you really believe in what you have to share with the world, then those reflections, they're not going to hurt you. Will they feel uncomfortable? Likely, yeah. It doesn't feel comfortable to hear from someone you're not valuable, but it doesn't have to absorb into you and be taken as truth. Now, so we're afraid of the discomfort, we don't put ourselves out there, and then what happens? We feel uncomfortable. We feel uncomfortable because we're not going after our dreams. We're not expressing ourselves in the way that we want to. We're not reaching our goals. We know we have lost potential. And so we sit there frozen between the fear of discomfort creating discomfort. So the thing we're afraid of, we've created. The thing we're trying to run away from, well, we run directly toward that. We're already sitting in the discomfort. So this is my advice to you. If you're going to be feeling uncomfortable anyway, you have nothing to lose. You only have something to gain. Now, what do you have to gain? The fulfillment of being in your purpose, putting yourself out there, sharing your truth, creating amazing experiences for other people to enjoy and to be uplifted by. That fulfillment is like nothing else. That is being in alignment with yourself. So when you have that to gain, that little bit of discomfort of putting yourself out there is so worth it. Or else you'll feel the discomfort of never doing it. And the regret that can cause. And the feeling of mistrust in yourself, lack of confidence in yourself, because you're not standing up for yourself. I hope this has helped you, and if you have anything, any burning desire, something you'd love to create, why not do something about it today? Just one little action. Move forward into that. I promise you it's worth it. Check out my other videos. I speak on feminine embodiment and a lot of relationship and communication skills as well. I'm also leading a retreat in May, only for women, in the beautiful island of Bali. Up in the mountains, it's going to be an amazing 6-day experience. There are still some spots left this May 2023. Thank you for tuning in.